Is it true that Jimin and Jungkook disappeared because of a big scandal that was never revealed? Why has HYBE been silent all this time? Do you feel like there's something off about not seeing Jimin and Jungkook on social media for the past few days? Why did BTS's two brightest figures suddenly disappear without a trace? What's going on behind the scenes? Before you think this is just a break, let me take a closer look at the surprising facts just revealed, and don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest updates on Jimin, Jungkook, and HYBE's official statement. On a seemingly ordinary morning, thousands of fans around the world were unpleasantly surprised. Jimin and Jungkook's official social media accounts did not see any activity for more than 48 hours. In fact, since the previous weekend, many fans have been waiting for a comeback teaser, candid photos, or at least just a short greeting from both of their idols. However, the silence was further thickened when rumor after rumor began to circulate among fans and entertainment media. Some say the two are preparing a secret project. Others suspect that they are facing tremendous mental pressure. There are even the most violent rumors that say the two are involved in a big scandal until they have to disappear for a while. Every rumor creates more and more anxiety. Are Jimin and Jungkook really safe? Is BTS's comeback hype suddenly chaotic? One question that has come up the most: what is the real reason behind the disappearance of Jimin and Jungkook? Unexpectedly, at a time when fans were on the verge of panic, HYBE Entertainment finally spoke up. They released an official statement that seemed firm, but at the same time left many question marks. We understand the fans' concerns about Jimin and Jungkook's condition. Currently, they are taking time to restore the balance of mental and physical health after a very busy tour schedule. We ask for fans' understanding and support to give them the privacy space they need. All plans and schedules of activities will be further informed when the situation allows. However, is it true that the statement has already answered all the questions? Or is it just more speculation? As the official statement circulated, reports emerged claiming to know the reason behind Jimin and Jungkook's sudden decision to disappear. One of the unofficial sources close to HYBE said that both of them experienced enormous emotional stress due to internal management conflicts and uncertainty related to global class endorsement contracts. They are not prepared to be suddenly forced to go through an increasingly tight schedule in the midst of never-ending negotiations between agencies and well-known brands. It was reported that the creative team and executive team at HYBE were forced to choose. Should the members immediately enter the studio to re-record promotional material, or should they be prioritized for mental recovery? It was the tension that, according to reports, made Jimin and Jungkook choose to stay away for a while. However, behind all this, there are still many veiled facts that have not yet been revealed, things that have just been leaked to the public. There were rumors that a high-ranking HYBE executive was reportedly involved in a feud with Jimin and Jungkook's personal management team. The conflict stemmed from a difference in creative vision. The personal management team wanted to focus Jimin on a more artistic solo project, while HYBE executives confirmed that their top priority was BTS's existence as a group to look forward to a massive comeback next month. As the debate heated up, it was also revealed that Jungkook was under additional pressure from the demands of global brands that wanted to rebrand Jungkook's image as a poster boy, as if ignoring his own creative needs and well-being. According to behind-the-scenes news, Jungkook was asked to lose weight drastically in a short time, change his musical style, and even change the aesthetic concept of tattoos and clothing to meet the standards of these brands. This pressure is said to have reached its peak when shooting schedules in Europe were scheduled to coincide with the process of re-recording comeback material. Jimin, who is known to be very concerned about his brother's welfare, is said to be trying to support Jungkook. But when the management team asked Jimin to shift his focus, even postponing solo projects, Jimin, who was preparing his first album concept and tour as a soloist, felt so constrained. Once the conflict in the cross-division intensified, the two decided to take a sudden break. However, is it true that the decision was just a matter of schedule pressure and management feuds? Some fans who claimed to have received a leak said that there was a serious incident backstage at BTS's last concert in Seoul. That said, there was an open dispute between HYBE's executive team and the artist manager representing Jimin and Jungkook. At its peak, rumors said that backstage cameras accidentally recorded a heated argument for more than 10 minutes between Jimin and some of HYBE's top brass. In the footage, Jimin looks very emotional, accusing the agency of only being concerned with sales and copyright numbers while ignoring the mental health of the members. Jungkook, who had initially tried to calm down his colleagues, suddenly strongly criticized the management decision that forced him to give up time off. The source claimed the technical team watching the scene were immediately shocked when they saw Jungkook punching a chair, a sign of deep panic. This news was further exacerbated by rumors that pieces of backstage footage had been spread to people in a limited circle before being forcibly removed by HYBE's security team. Amid the chaos of rumors, fans of Jimin and Jungkook on social media flocked to each other, get exclusive information. The hashtag #FreeJimin #healtjk has also been trending on Twitter and Instagram. Many fans accused HYBE of deliberately hiding the true story for fear of damaging BTS's image. Fans have speculated that the pair were involved in a relationship with a high-profile celebrity, so it took some time for the public spotlight to fade before they finally showed their happy faces again, though no credible sources have confirmed that. Meanwhile, more worried fans voiced theories that Jimin and Jungkook may have experienced harassment of any kind in the production environment. This allegation arose after a chat spread in a closed forum that claimed to have seen a bruise mark on Jimin's shoulder while undergoing intensive training. Some fans even speculate using the term entertainment industry bullying, which is often used as a scapegoat when an idol suddenly closes himself. On the other hand, non-official entertainment media are vying for dramatic coverage. Some presenters dared to show pieces of an old video in which Jimin was seen yawning tiredly after the 2024 fan meeting, then highlighted the oblique moment when Jungkook seemed to be silent when interviewed at the airport. They questioned the physical and mental condition of these two idols, as if to corner HYBE for management negligence. Unfortunately, this accusation without evidence only adds to the panic of fans who are already uncertain. Meanwhile, on the one hand, the community of fans who are trying to calm each other requires a high level of patience so that there is no division between the accusing fandom groups. When this news began to peak, even some fans created an online petition demanding full transparency from HYBE regarding Jimin and Jungkook's condition. The petition highlights the importance of the mental health of K-pop idols and demands that major agencies not only think about financial benefits. More than 500,000 signatures were collected in less than 24 hours. Seeing this, HYBE finally took a step they usually avoid, releasing official statements, although they tend to be short and seem rushed. In an official statement dated June 2, 2025, HYBE stated, "The artist's health is our top priority. Jimin and Jungkook are currently undergoing a series of counseling sessions and a short break from public activities. We ask understanding fans and media to respect their privacy. All activities, both solo and group, will be further informed according to the development of the condition of each artist." However, at the same time, the statement is not accompanied by an exact schedule. There are no recent photos, and there is not even a guarantee when the two will again appear in public. This raises a new question. How serious was their condition actually, to the point that the agency chose to suspend all activities without a clear time limit? It didn't take long before HYBE's statement sparked further debate. Some said their statements were too general, not addressing the real issue. For fans who need reassurance, the statement is considered hollow because it does not mention rumors about management pressure, internal feuds, or indications of a backstage incident that reportedly triggered all this. Many urged HYBE to publish a second, more detailed statement, or at least confirm that there was no criminal element, harassment, or violence behind Jimin and Jungkook's disappearance. However, at the time of writing, HYBE has yet to issue a further statement, despite fans' insistence. What is really going on behind HYBE's internal conflict? Some former production staff who have now left the agency, willing to give a different picture. They claim that since last year, HYBE has been preparing a more aggressive global strategy, including collaborations with international labels in America and Europe. The big project involves adjusting the image of BTS members to be more universal, a term that is considered ambiguous because it is never spelled out in detail. The project forced each member to follow an almost non-stop schedule of recordings, photo sessions, interviews, and dance rehearsals. The former staffers said Jimin and Jungkook, who often showed signs of physical and mental exhaustion at previous events, were the two most affected. There was a moment where Jungkook had cried silently in the training room because he could not withstand the pressure coming from his own superiors. Meanwhile, Jimin, who has been known to be a perfectionist, is said to have experienced severe sleep disorders because of thinking about criticism after criticism that appears on social media. Over time, they feel tired and need infinite pauses to reflect, rest, and seek their balance again. Another source revealed that just as HYBE had reached an agreement with an international label for a major collaboration, new terms suddenly appeared. The members had to make drastic changes to their public image, from the color scheme of the stage to the copyright license of the song. If this is not met, cooperation with global labels can simply be cancelled. If the members refuse, not only BTS's image is at stake, but also the potential revenue of trillions of rupiah from the international market. That pressure then left Jimin and Jungkook feeling sandwiched between two choices: following the agency's demands for the sake of the group's career, or asserting personal boundaries for the sake of mental health. Ultimately choosing to step down temporarily despite knowing the consequences could be very costly financially. More corroborating evidence that there was intense infighting within HYBE emerged from multiple sources claiming to have access to the agency's financial data. They mentioned that HYBE may experience a decline in profits from the Asian market after the emergence of tough competition from new entrant groups, so they target the Western market aggressively. This led to dissatisfaction among the internal creative team, who felt that their attention and dedication to the Korean market had been ignored. Ups and downs in Asian merchandise sales, sponsorship, and concert tickets were cited as further lighters, which ultimately affected artist management. In such a tense atmosphere, Jimin and Jungkook's decision to disappear for a moment was considered a symbolic door slam, an attempt to fight the current of pressure. Of course, not all parties believe in such an internal narrative. Some also suspect that HYBE deliberately took Jimin and Jungkook to a secret location to restore their physical and mental condition. He said they were sent to a luxury villa in Bali that was rented specifically so that the two could therapy without interruption. Living in a villa away from the crowds, eating organic food, doing meditation, and undergoing intensive counseling sessions, all of which are touted as HYBE's efforts to ensure their stamina and spirit are back in top shape before facing a big comeback. According to other news, skater Kang Daniel, who is now one of the top artist counselors, reportedly intervened to guide Jimin to deal with his growing anxiety. While Jungkook, who is known to be quite secretive about his personal life, chose to break away in the music room to talk through notes and lyrics, processing the pressure that had accumulated. However, the truth of whether they really are in Bali or another location is still a mystery, because HYBE has not given any public confirmation. Even so, the fans who managed to map Jimin and Jungkook's travel patterns tracked the slightest digital footprint. They tracked GPS tags in old photo uploads, tracked surveillance camera assemblies around hotels, and analyzed changes in upload patterns on social media accounts. This amateur detective effort generated a lot of speculation. Some fans believed Jimin and Jungkook were in Bali. Some argued they were instead in New Zealand for an internal retreat away from the spotlight. Others suspect they took meaningful trips to various spiritual locations in Japan, where Jimin wrote most of his solo songs. Such speculations further fuel curiosity and give rise to new theories. However, is this all just an attempt by fans to feel close to their idols? Or does it hold a treasure trove of truth that has never been revealed? Apart from that, the domino effect of losing Jimin and Jungkook also affected the other members of BTS. RM, the leader, is expected to experience double the pressure of having to prepare new rap material while at the same time calming the other restless members. V, who is known as an emotional bridge between the members, is said to be constantly trying to keep the collective spirit going, despite his face appearing wrinkled in some of the behind-the-scenes footage. Suga, who often gives wise advice, secretly invites the family to a family retreat in Seoul in order to restore emotional balance. Jeon, who used to be a mood maker, was seen aloof at a small cafe in Hongdae, carrying a coffee cup engraved with J-Hope's name on the side of his mug, as if he was trying to remember the bright times before this concern arose. Behind all that, the shield function of the other members is now being tested. How can they maintain the spirit of the group without two key figures suddenly disappearing? More and more, this story brings new colors. A journalist who was once close to HYBE reported anonymously that the big management was considering postponing BTS's comeback schedule until at least the end of the year.